What's up, YouTube? This is Danielle. A lot of people ask questions, different questions about marriage and um, how do you know that your spouse is cheating and so on and so forth. I'm not an expert or anything, but I felt the need to share my testimony with whoever wanted to listen or whoever felt that they needed some type of insight to maybe figure out if their husband or wife or whatever was cheating. And I just wanted to share this testimony with you guys, and I pray that it be a blessing to you. Well, I got married August 28th of last year. Um, I was in love with my ex husband, and at the time, I was pretty sure that he was in love with me, being that we got married. The relationship happened kind of fast. It was like pretty much love at first sight. We knew each other from work, and then later on, we started dating, and then after that, got engaged and got married. It was just that quick. And I knew I heard from God, but sometimes we can hear from God and God may say that's the one for you. But however, it may be not the time. It may be that we rushed into it. It could be anything. So I very much believe that my ex husband was the one that God had for me at that time. But you can't make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. You can't make someone stay with you. You can't make anyone fall in love with you. You can't make them treat you the way that you feel or think you should be treated, or just because you treat them a certain way, it doesn't mean that they're going to give you the same type of treatment. So we got married, and immediately, almost immediately, just things just start to happen. God gave me dreams. God gave me all type of insight that something wasn't right. You know the way your man or woman does certain things, and it was just off. It was just off, for lack of words. It was just like nothing I did was right. It seemed to me that he was getting aggravated over simple things that I do or say, or whenever I asked him a question, he felt like he was being belittled and he was being treated as a child. And it was like, no, I just asked you where you going, or can I ride with you to the store, or what time are you coming back, or whatever the case may be. It got to a point where it was just like I can't say anything without him flying off the handle. So I decided not to say anything at all. You know what I'm saying? I just chose to, pray about it, seek God for it, and allow God to give me the revelation of everything that was going on. Well, don't ask God for nothing that you don't want him to do or show you. Because when you ask, trust and believe, God will show you. Or he will reveal things to you to the point where you be like, okay, God, stop. This is too much. But no, you ask, he's gonna show you until he give you further directions on what to do. And that's what he did. He showed me night after night. I had dreams about my ex-husband being with other women. I had dreams of um, just, different scenario situations that we personally went through. And I saw just the whole, it was like a movie, so to speak. Like, my mind will play back a situation or a conversation, and then God will put what he really meant in this scenario. And so it was just a lot of little but big hints that was given, and I just was like, something is not right. Okay, so when I approached him about it, and I told him about a particular young lady or whatever that he was very, very, very close to, due to them working together because he had got a new job or whatever. Um, I told him about her, and he felt like whatever, we just friends. And I let him know, I heard a message by, I think it was Creflo, and he was preaching on how men, your wife should be your best friend. Your wife, you should talk to everything, or every feeling, whatever, to your wife, and vice versa. Women, your husband should be your best friend. Do not go outside your marriage talking to another person, or another sex, should I say, the opposite sex, trying to be fulfilled, because all that's going to do is open the doorway for infidelity or adultery, so to speak. And I mean, for those of you who do not know, adultery first started in the mind. It does not mean a sexual encounter. Just giving your feelings or emotions to someone, you have already committed adultery. So I mean, he talked to her, she talked to him. She was also married, and I mean, they end up, falling, sleeping together or whatever. And it was nothing but a trick of the enemy, because the enemy know, if he definitely can attack the head, is God, then man or husband, then the wife, then children. If he can attack the head and bring the head down, then everything after that will fall. I had to know God as well, because when he fell, I had to stand in the gap for my ex husband at the time. But at the time, he was my husband, but now my ex husband. But I had to stand in the gap. I had to be on my face, praying out to God, asking God to show me what to do, how to respond. Yeah, of course, you can listen to people, you can listen to what people say, and how they would react if they was in this situation, but no one really knows how to react until they're actually in that situation. So it's up to you to find God, or to seek God for answers in your situation. And so that's what I did. I went to God and I prayed. I prayed like I never prayed before. Like, I got on my face and I prayed, and I prayed. I was praying during our marriage, but I just felt like it was a nonstop. I just had to see God, because it just felt like it was no way out. I honored my marriage. I did everything that I could do, being the first time me being married. It was a growing experience. Um, so after I pretty much knew from what God was telling me, I went home one day and all his stuff was gone. And I was kind of confused, because we were supposed to be trying to work this out. And, he was trying to tell me that he stopped talking to the girl. And I mean, it was just a whole list of lies, basically. And so I said, okay, why did you move out? And he gave me some type of story that God told him to move out, which I know was a lie, because God is not a God of confusion. He's not going to tell you to do something and going to tell me to do the opposite. He's not that type of God. So I just felt like he was now operating under his own will. This thing, submission. Okay. In the Bible, it tells a wife that she has to submit to her husband, because in the Bible structure is, like I said before, God, man, wife, then children. We got that understanding. As long as your husband is following God, then yes, of course, submit to your husband. That don't mean lose your individuality. That only means to submit to him. That when he asks your opinion, you give your opinion on it. But the ultimate decision is him. And I mean, it's up to him. But you got to trust that God is leading him to make the correct decision. When your man stop following God, or when your husband stop following God, the submission go out the window. You can't follow no one that's not being led by God. Because if God is not leading them, it's only one other person that's leading them, and that's Satan. So, I mean, that's my whole intake on submission. You can only submit if he's being submissive to God. So, you're trusting your husband to have the ear of God in order to lead this family in the right direction. If he don't have the ear to hear, then submission is null and void. So he stopped hearing from God. I stopped listening. I mean, submitting to him. So I had to intune my ear, which my ears were already in tune, but I had to like I guess listen more